Welcome everybody to our community connection with Glam Guts Grace. I'm Marla Stegman and I am the old lady when it comes to Plexus in our team. I'm the first one that clicked join out of all of us. I've been with Plexus 8.5 years and I turned 60 in August, but I feel the best I ever have. And that's why I keep sharing. And it's a blessing to meet new people and do this with friends and make new friends. It's just been the biggest blessing. So Plexus is was founded in gut health and is considered experts in microbiome health. So when I started sharing in 2015, a lot of people kind of thought it was weird, like, what's this gut health? You know, I didn't really know what it was either. I kind of learned on the go. But now we all know, everyone's kind of copycatting us, right? They're catching up to what we knew a long time ago. So what a blessing that we're the first and we have the best products, in my opinion, when you compare ingredients for the quality and the cost. And Plexus goes over and above helping us making them affordable, giving a referral link so we don't have to budget. We can share with friends and family without doing the business. You can really get your products paid for without really being like all in with the business. So what we do as our team, since I've joined, all you lovely ladies that are here because of somebody that, you know, I knew that they knew that they knew. It's just kind of a domino effect. It's pretty cool. And what we really pride ourselves in is just not selling to just sell the products. We want to educate and we want you to have a transformation. So in that process, this is what we dedicate a lot of our evenings to. Every Monday night, the first Monday of the month, we dedicate that to our VIPs. So you customers that have given trust to your friend to help you get started on this journey, we want you to have value in these meetings. So this one, the first one of the month, anyone that had 100 PV order in the previous month, so in May, qualifies for, we used to call it the sub club. We give back some cash and that's out of our own pocket. So once you're a gold ambassador on up, we give money to pay you back for being consistent. And just, it's always fun to win something, right? No one gets to win the lottery hardly. So, so we do that once a month here. Unfortunately, I had a technology issue and the report that was given to me came up like Chinese. So I couldn't copy and paste it into the wheel. There's almost 300 PV orders in my downline. So that's a lot to put in to type individually. And I just got home from my granddaughter's softball game. So we will do that in the Healthy Living group. We'll get that, do the drawing on there so you can see who wins. We're going to do 4 drawings, $25 each drawing. So that'll be fun to see who wins that. So with that, what we've decided the first Monday is to really just answer your questions, let you know about membership, kind of how we run our systems and on our team, but also we are blessed to have a pharmacist on our team that loves to pour into educating herself and then educating others. I'm a former school teacher. You don't need to know all this X's and O's about ingredients. So we like to have tools available for you. So the videos serve as a tool. So we're going to focus on the video that Kelly made that's called Gut Health and Moods and how mood disorder is affected, our gut health is linked. So we're just going to watch that together. If you want to put questions in the comments, you can, and then we have Q&A time with Kelly as well. But what I want to spend a little bit of time on right now is showing you, is there anybody new that's on here tonight? Here's some chats, let's see. Okay, Lori Arnold, Kathy is your sponsor. Hello, Lori, welcome. Hi, Tammy, yes, I haven't met you in person. Okay, hi, Karen. Okay, so we have a few new ones on, that's exciting. The other Mondays that we have the rest of the month, we dedicate those to Mondays where you can invite friends to come hear testimonies and learn a little bit about the products. So the next 3 Mondays of the month, we have 3 left, right? 8:30 p.m. we'll have those available for you. And then we're also starting something new the month of June, which is called a messenger chat party. And Andrea is going to talk a little bit about that in a little bit. But I wanted to make sure you know that when you talk to people about plexus, you want to get them in our healthy living group, because that's the place that we have the guides set up. I think I'll share the screen here for you. Here it is. Okay, someone unmute yourself. Andrea, Kelly, Hulst, help me. Can you see the healthy living group?
Yes.
Okay. How come I can't get rid of the chat? All I see is a chat in the middle. There, now it's gone. Okay, so the healthy living group is our group where we want VIPs to live and get educated. We're doing a fun push-up and plank challenge this month that anyone can do. We encourage you to do that with us, because we want to stack healthy habits. That's why we call it healthy living. And myself, Kelly Carlstead, who is an Emerald with Plexus, she just flew in from England, so she's not on here tonight. Her, Kelly Hulst and Andrea Erdman, we take turns running this page. So you're going to see things from us and from people on our team as well. But the push-up, plank and push-up challenge is right here. So I talk about it, so you can do what you want. You can show it on Facebook. And if someone you know that wants to do this, it's free. We don't make you order products to be in this group. You can add them in this group, okay? So once you do add somebody, you do want them in the group as well. And then we want to go to the guides. And that's where you want to tag them in the welcome, because then they can meet some of us and get to know some more stories. And just say, hey, tag your person. If you don't know what I mean by tag, that means you type their name, it gets in bold, it means they're notified. And then just tell them, watch this video. It's going to help you understand a little bit more about the membership benefits, okay? Then we also have our reset recipes, testimonies for you to look at, and ingredient breakdown from Kelly, the pharmacist, and also Joyome skincare, and then our event recordings that you can go back and watch that we've saved. If you go to the search bar in here, say you have a friend that has migraines. Migraines, you know, we can't claim that on public Facebook, but that is something that a lot of people struggle with. So if you typed in this search bar, migraines, the stories will come up about that. Whoops, it's down here, this search bar down here. Testimonies will come up about that. So, but talk to your sponsor if you have somebody that's interested. So that's a place that we want you to know that we want our people to live, to get educated. And even if there's like not on the products yet, you've given a sample, we want them to kind of get used to how we do things in this group. Okay. And then we also have a business group. So if you do decide you want to do this and help others and stay consistent, we have another group for that. So without further ado, I think what we'll do is, before I show this video, Kelly Hulst, do you want to just kind of tell, you know, your little 1-minute story before Plexus?
Sure, I would love to. Thanks. I was the #1 skeptic, and I will claim that with pride, because I am a pharmacist by trade, and we sure were not taught any of this in pharmacy school, which is so disappointing to me in this day and age, right? Where all this research is coming out. So when I started the products, I honestly went to this party just wanting to reconnect with Kelly Carlstead. That's who had invited me and shared with me. I had no intention of staying. Shamefully, I had no intention of learning about any of this, because I thought it was a bunch of voodoo, and that's what I was taught, right? Lo and behold, I was captivated by the stories that I heard from women in my community that I know. And I ordered that night. I got wrapped up into the event, like you go to a Mary Kay party and you have 34 lipsticks, but you're just going to get the one that everybody's buying, right? And that's how I felt when I left. I felt ridiculous that I had fallen for this. And I didn't even want to tell my husband, but lo and behold, when my products came, Kelly was an excellent coach. Even though she was new to all this too, she was all about it. She believed in the products because again, they were working for her. And she told me everything that they were and everything that they were not. And I trusted her, and the product started working. Within about a week or two, my main, what I called my health goal, which was constipation, was resolved. And I felt amazing, and I would never go back. And over time, more and more things started to improve that I didn't think were really issues, that I just racked up to getting older, right? Okay, Kelly, once you turn 40, you're just not going to sleep that well anymore. You're just not going to have the energy you used to have, and all these things that I believed. And it's not true. It is not true, which made me want to dig into the ingredients, because that's who I am, right? That's who we are as pharmacists. We want to know what makes these things tick. And it has been like going to school all over for me again, but I am loving it. I'm loving being educated myself, like Marla said, and then being able to pass on what I've learned. So this is kind of my little project. I'm hoping that you are finding value in these. And if you're not following me on YouTube, please do. I really am loving doing the videos that Marla honestly kind of gave me a I double dog dare you type of thing to do, which I was terrified of. And now I'm just enjoying it because I'm learning so much. And yeah, that's my story.
I love the story. You guys, I said no to sharing Plexus. Kelly Hall said no to sharing Plexus, and never was she going to do a live, you guys. She's like, so never say never. There's always friends that we have and family that are looking for something, and why not offer something that works and that's healthy? I mean, look at Kelly now, right? So we're going to watch In the Pink. It's her new series. I love it. Take some notes, and then we'll have Q&A time, and we'll hand it off to Andrea last. Andrea saved the best for last with the messenger chats, how that and our incentive with the Plexus gives us this month. Okay.
What's up, everybody? Thanks again for joining me on the next episode of In the Pink. And if you are not familiar with what that term means, this is a term coined way back in the 1500s, before pink was even a color. And it had to do with wishing someone their optimum health and happiness. So today, what we're going to cover is gut health, and we are filling in that blank with mood disorders. But first, we're always going to start out with the what we know. So my first what we know that mental health disorders account for several of the top causes of disability in established market economies. So obviously this includes the United States. These would include things like major depression, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and even obsessive compulsive issues. And my second what we know that women are most likely to experience these type of mood disorders over men, major depression being the big one. And the average age of this beginning is actually in the mid-20s. And my last what we know that about 18% of people age 18 to 54 suffer from anxiety disorders in any given year. Those would be things like panic attacks, obsessive compulsive disorder again, post-traumatic stress disorder, generalized anxiety, and all types of phobias. It's kind of a big deal. All right, let's move on to the gut's role in all this. Now, we've touched on this before. This gut-brain axis is a real thing. There is a definitive connection between what goes on in our head and what goes on in our gut. So think on this. When you are stressed, sometimes the symptoms of that are GI issues, right?
Okay, so someone just made me aware that you aren't seeing the video. Is that true? Okay, I don't know why it's not sharing the video with it moving. We'll try this again, okay? I have a love-hate relationship with technology.
tummy gets all bound up and upset. You may even experience bouts of diarrhea, all because what's going on in here. And this communication goes both ways. If you've got an irritated GI tract, that can send signals up to your brain that can trigger mood changes and even sleep disorders. And a fun fact I'm going to throw in here. We know that the human gut is lined.
Okay, so now Andrea's saying it's black. Really? I can see it fine. I wonder why. Too bad Leah's not on here. Is there any tech people?
She is on here, I think.
Okay, so it worked fine last time. So why would it change?
When you click share screen, are you selecting the right like screen view?
What do you mean by screen view?
Hang on one second.
Can I
Like,
have
are you selecting your whole desktop or just one's?
Safari is where I have it open. So I'm going to Safari. Is that what you mean?
When you click on the, like, when you're in Zoom and you click on share screen, then you have the option to like pick which screen you're going to share.
Yeah.
Did you click desktop or what did you click?
Oh, I didn't click desktop. So if I click desktop,
And then at the bottom, there's an option to click share sound, which we can hear it. And then there's an option optimize for video clip, option 2. I don't know if you have, you could also,
so the desktop is not showing the video. So how do I find the video on the desktop?
well, I just was wondering if you've selected the desktop, because sometimes if you don't click the whole, like your whole computer screen or the right screen, we can't always see what so maybe just click desktop and optimize for video clip and share sound and see if it works. Try that again.
It's not working. What do you see now?
We see your browser with the YouTube video.
We can see Kelly.
Yeah, click play and see what happens.
With like 100 million nerves.
Is it
There you
working?
go.
Oh, Leah, you are a godsend.
Now
Mwah.
you can now just make it big, full screen.
This is teamwork. Oh, now where did it go? Oh my goodness.
Oh, it was just there.
It's there. This is how you guys learn, how we learn to do this. There's no training.
Oh, just, oh, you had it there. Go
Huh?
back, the red, that one. Yep, there, just click on that one.
Usually bras fit small-chested women like this.
Look at how
Now you can make it big.
this is a term coined way back in the 1500s before pink was color. And it had to do with wishing someone their optimum health and happiness. So today, what we're going to cover is gut health, and we are filling in that blank with mood disorders. But first, we're always going to start out with the what we know. So my first what we know that mental health disorders account for several of the top causes of disability in established market economies. So obviously this includes the United States. These would include things like major depression, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and even obsessive compulsive issues. And my second what we know that women are most likely to experience these type of mood disorders over men, major depression being the big one. And the average age of this beginning is actually in the mid-20s. And my last what we know that about 18% of people age 18 to 54 suffer from anxiety disorders in any given year. Those would be things like panic attacks, obsessive compulsive disorder again, post-traumatic stress disorder, generalized anxiety, and all types of phobias. It's kind of a big deal. All right, let's move on to the gut's role in all this. Now, we've touched on this before. This gut-brain axis is a real thing. There is a definitive connection between what goes on in our head and what goes on in our gut. So think on this. When you are stressed, sometimes the symptoms of that are GI issues, right? Your tummy gets all bound up and upset. You may even experience bouts of diarrhea, all because what's going on in here. And this communication goes both ways. If you've got an irritated GI tract, that can send signals up to your brain that can trigger mood changes and even sleep disorders. And a fun fact I'm going to throw in here. We know that the human gut is lined with like 100 million nerve cells. That's actually more than what's in our spinal cord and our peripheral nervous system. All right, the next thing, neurotransmitters. More neurotransmitters are produced and housed in our gut than they even are in our brain. So neurotransmitters like serotonin, like GABA, like norepinephrine and epinephrine. So serotonin being the big one, that one is responsible for our feeling of happiness. In fact, 90% of this serotonin is produced in our gut, not in the brain. Now, many antidepressants work by increasing this serotonin. We know that that gives us that happiness feeling. But scientists have also found out it's not just serotonin, it's a whole bunch of neurotransmitters. So things like dopamine, norepinephrine, acetylcholine, GABA. And these are also critical for mood, but not only mood, they're critical to have anxiety under control, to have proper concentration and even motivation. And our gut bacteria also affects how these neurotransmitters are metabolized by our bodies, and basically determining the amount that's going to travel from our circulatory system up to our brain. Case in point, there was a study done in 2004 on germ-free mice. That is a thing. So think of the bubble boy. They've got no microbiome. They have got no immunity protection, none of it. And they are bred for this reason. Now, how this study went is they put mice under stress, like normal mice, and then these germ-free mice, by restraining them in these narrow tubes. And the results showed that these germ-free mice produced more stress hormones. Pretty fascinating. Let's move on to a human study. There was a study done at UCLA with women. Now, these women had no GI issues and no psychiatric issues. And these women were assigned to one of three groups. Assigned to a group of women that were getting yogurt that was fermented with good probiotics, a group that had non-fermented yogurt with no probiotics, and then a group that basically was a control group and they got nothing. And these women consumed this twice a day for 4 weeks. Then they put the women to the test with an emotional task. And we know that women do not always deal well with emotional stuff, right? And they concluded the results were astonishing. That's a pretty big term to use in how these women dealt with this emotional task. And it all had to do with how the brain reacted. And lo and behold, the group that consumed the fermented milk product, yogurt, did much better in these tests than the other two groups. All right, let's move on to the next one. Inflammation. Inflammation is even related to this. And depression specifically is increasingly recognized as having this connection because studies have been done where they're using anti-inflammatory products and it is having an effect on depression symptoms. All right, and the last thing we're going to cover in the gut relationship here is the specific bacteria link. There are some, just like other things we've talked about in previous weeks. So there was a large population study done in this specific area. And when those results came in, they could categorize specific bacteria strains that helped people with depression or hindered people with depression. Pretty amazing stuff going on in this field. So what has become evident is that people that do struggle with psychiatric disorders have a very different gut microbiome than those who don't. Bottom line. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about some healthy habits, some things that you can do on a day-to-day basis to keep these mood disorders at bay. And I know that you know that I'm gonna say diet. We're always gonna start with diet. First thing, eating a rainbow of fresh fruits and vegetables, specifically vegetables. And the second thing, fermented foods, so things like yogurt, but not just any yogurt. Read your labels. Low sugar, no added sugar type of yogurt. Kefir, kombucha, miso, sauerkraut. There are many foods in this category. And fiber, don't underestimate the importance of high fiber diets. And the next thing, sleep. Sleep is so important. It is when your body is refreshing and restoring. And along with that, exercise. You want to be ready for a good night's sleep. Wear yourself out with some exercise. And of course, exercise releases endorphins. And endorphins are very powerful chemicals that have everything to do with our mood. But keep in mind, this type of diet is going to bring along one significant side effect. You'll get happier. All right, it's time to talk some plexus. Let's talk plexus and the role that supplementation can have in this arena. Well, we're going to start with the very basics. Triplex, the Slim, the ProBio 5, and the BioCleanse. Getting your gut balanced has everything to do with everything, and that is honestly a great place to start. The second thing, Vital Biome. Vital Biome is different than the ProBio 5 because the ProBio 5 has got an enzyme blend in there to get into your gut and weed out the stuff we do not want populating in there. But the Vital Biome has got 8 different strains of probiotic than the 5 strains of probiotic that the ProBio 5 has to offer, and that has to do with diversity. And the Vital Biome has strains in there that are specific for digestion, but more importantly for our topic today, specific for mood. And the last thing we're going to look at, ease. Ease has everything to do with keeping inflammation levels and discomfort levels lower in the body. And there is a connection that we talked about with the relationship between inflammation and mood disorders. All right, you guys, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for hanging with me till the very end. And if you are new to this plexus train and you have no idea what I am talking about, I'm going to list in that description box my link. Get on there, nose around, ask me some questions. Curiosity is going to get you on this train every time. And you might just want to join me here again next week, because what happens if the gut does not stay in the gut? It affects everything, which is going to lead into many more episodes of In the Pink.
Oh, wasn't that great? Loved it, loved it. Thank you, Kelly. I love your videos. I could sit and like just Netflix with them.
You're not that good.
Yes, I love it when you get up close and have the little sounds, and at the end, all your organized, you have labels on each of your top of your lids.
Yeah, I do. Because they're in a drawer. So when I pull my drawer out, I can see what bottle. And then Scott made that cute little wood rack that he says Plexus Train on it. Yeah, he did that for me. So they all like fit and they don't like move around in the drawer and all the things. It's kind of cool.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I know.
So your husband, who you were afraid to tell about the products, is now on the Plexus Train as well?
Yeah, my first husband's on the Plexus Train as well.
Why don't you tell his story? People don't, he's dropped how much weight?
65 pounds. He got to the point where it's like, babe, you need to stop. You know, it can be addictive to losing weight. Okay. But he's puts a little of it back on and he looks much healthier now. But yeah, he had great success and he just feels better too, you know, and it just makes such a difference. But even when we talk about like this video in particular, he does a lot of things that are very stressful and he manages them much better now. So yeah, I give him credit for that too. He's the guy that kept asking me, so what makes your probiotic different than mine? Because he was on probiotics. And I'm like, are you ready? Do you want to hear? Are you ready? No. I just want to know. Yeah, it wasn't long.
We have such a unique probiotic with ProBio 5. And then Vital Biome is the product of the season as well.
That's right.
So, if you guys have any questions about any of the products that Kelly talked about or about your regimen, put it in the chat or just unmute yourself. This is where we give our time to you. We want to find out what your needs are. And are you reaching your health goals? Are you happy with the products? Do you feel good on your regimen? Do you know about how the Plexus Perks points work? Those kind of things too. We have lots of things.
I do see a question here with your gallbladder being removed, to be careful with any of the products. I have a gal under me that does have her gallbladder removed, and she has done fantastic. She said that she feels so much better since she even started the triplex because she was having issues after having her gallbladder removed. That's about all I can really speak to on that. Also, is triplex the go-to for someone who has stomach issues as far as being bloated? Yes. Oh my word. Yes. Yes. And double yes on that one. Now, I always recommend starting with the triplex first, unless you are really struggling with something where Vital Biome would be an absolute no-brainer, but you would still start with the triplex and get what I would say, get through that high dosing period and then introduce the Vital Biome. You want to really clear space in that gut. And that's when we talk about weeding. We need to weed. We need to get rid of all the crap in there first before it creates space for other stuff to actually get in there and grow and thrive. So in my opinion, I guess when I just think that through, you're going to be wasting your money if you're just planning too much at one time. You need to create that space in the gut first. And again, that's just my opinion on it. Okay. And let's see.
And Kelly, do you want to speak to being from a pharmacist perspective, but now a natural perspective too, because you learned a lot more with Plexus, a lot of different things with Plexus, right? So starting the products, our system that we have. Do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, I would love to. And I've got that in one of my videos as well, where I go through that, starting the triplex. You generally start on one thing at a time. If you are not a regular person, meaning using the bathroom at least once a day, you need to be starting on the bio cleanse. We need to be sure that you're eliminating on a daily basis and moving the garbage and the waste out of your body before you start anything at all. If that is not your case, then I would recommend you start with the slim first. Now that doesn't always work. You know, there's always going to be like, here's what we do. And there's always going to be exceptions to that. But as long as you're tolerating the slim, we generally recommend you start on that. And if you want to be very conservative, if you're very sensitive to stuff, starting even on part of that packet is fine, meaning a half a packet. I've had a person start on 1/4 of a teaspoon of the powder in that slim. This is a gal that was diagnosed with a candida overgrowth, like a clinical candida overgrowth person. And she would start and she would quit, and she would start and she would quit because the detox was like more than she wanted to deal with, even though she knew that that was going to be part of this journey. Now she's finally to the point where she is using all 3 of the products, but it's literally taken years just because of her starting and stopping. I just had a squirrel moment there. Sorry about that. Okay. So we just introduced stuff one at a time. So once the slim, and you're doing fine on the slim, because some people detox on the slim, like I was just discussing. And then we're going to add that ProBio 5 again, very slowly. We're going to add 1 at night, and then we're going to work our way up to 4. And I think that's really important. I always call that getting in there with that Kung Fu grip and giving that yeast overgrowth one final whack. And then we're going to settle down into a maintenance dose. And again, those maintenance doses are completely different for a lot of people. Some people can get by if they're eating very clean, if their lifestyles are very clean, they can get by with, I've had a gal doing fine on 1, but that is very atypical. Generally speaking, it's 2 or more. So if you're a wine drinker, raise your hand. I'm one right here. I need to take more than 2 at bedtime because I'm intentionally adding added sugars into my diet. And I'm going to do better taking 3. And if I've had that with a pizza, if I've really had a birthday party type of night, then I need 4. Okay. So don't be scared of that. You're not going to overdose on probiotics. And again, this is why it is so imperative to be in contact with your sponsor. That's the beauty of Plexus. You get a health coach. When you sign up, you get a health coach for free. Okay. And if you don't get the results or the answers, your health coach is going to get those results and answers for you, because we have got a team, and we've got a team that meshes so well together. We all have our strengths and we all have our weaknesses, and that's how we supplement one another in that regard too. So don't ever hesitate asking questions. There are no dumb questions. There are no questions that you cannot ask too many times. Okay. I am one that tends to overload people with information because I get so excited about everything. And that's not the best thing. So don't ever hesitate. Ask it again. Ask it again till you get it down, till you understand the answer. Okay.
And do you want to speak to three-way chats too a little bit? Or I
Yes.
can too, but
Yes, three-way chats, that this is something that we would consider in our systems. If you're going to help a friend get started and follow them and be their health coach, especially when you're new, this is where not only you will be answering these questions and coaching, but get the person that signed you up in that chat too, and set it up in Messenger, set it up in a text message. If, always ask, like, what is your preferred form of communication? And I guess for myself, I would always prefer Messenger, so I will pitch that first. But if that's not their jam, that's fine. But get all three of you involved in that chat, because the person doing this for a longer amount of time is going to have more experience with people, right? So it's all built into that system. And it works really well when it's followed through. Yeah, they're very powerful. Third-party validation too, right? You can hear it from somebody else's perspective. So now this, I can speak, signing up even my mom. Okay. My mom, love my mom, but she quit. She quit the products. Didn't even tell me, canceled her subscription, canceled everything. And then I'm like, Mom, what did you do? And again, she didn't, even though I'm her daughter, she needed the third-party validation, I think, for sure. And now she's back on the products. She'd even called and she's like, would it be okay if you would coach me again? I'm, kind of coming back sympathetically, but it's like, oh my stars, yes, of course. And she's doing fantastic. But again, that's where that third-party validation, sometimes the people closest to you, they want to hear it from somebody else. I don't know. That's my experience anyway.
very true. And no two people are the same. So that's where you don't have to be alone. Say you have a sister that you want to get started. Maybe she has a condition, Crohn's, or, in a three-way chat, you can just feel like you're supported. And it's not like a salesy chat. It's an educational chat and troubleshooting.
Absolutely. Yep. Troubleshooting for sure. Yep.
Thank you, Kelly. Well, we didn't want to go longer than 30 minutes because of all my stalling with the screen share. It took a little longer, but I wanted to let Andrea speak and tell a piece of her story. Andrea is a senior Ruby. She's almost to Emerald, and Andrea was not going to share either. None of us were going to share that are actually pretty high up in the company now, because we just felt a passion after it changed us. So Andrea, you're going to speak about Messenger chat and how people can do that.
Yep. I, like Marla said, I've been doing this actually over 8 years, 7 years, 8 years, I think. Anyway, a long time, but products have helped our whole family. I won't go into my story. I'll maybe post it sometime soon, but Plexus is so awesome, you guys. They give every VIP gets a referral link. And with that referral link, you can share with friends and family. I mean, you don't have to be like, vomit on Facebook or anything. You can just share. If you want to be on Facebook and share, you sure can. But you can also do this face-to-face with friends and family. Everyone can think of somebody who needs better health or energy or maybe better finances, but we can all think of somebody who needs these products, right? Just off the top of my head, I mean, I'm thinking sisters, aunts, cousins, husband, who could be blessed by these products. If you have experienced these products and love them, then why not share them? What's really great is when you share your referral link, you not only get product credit or cash, you get to choose between those two things when you share and somebody signs up as a VIP. But in the month of June, Plexus is doing something even over and above that. You get 250 extra perks points. Who loves their perks points? Put it in the chat if you love your perks points. Those perks points are basically 250 is about $25 worth of free product. So that they're just going to give you like a $25 coupon is the way I look at it. That's so generous. And then if you share with 3 people, you get a free portable electronics charger. And who could not use one of those, right? I have wanted one and never bought one. But we are actually going to do something really fun on Wednesday night. If you have 1 or 3 people that would be interested in using these products, reach out to the person that got you on the products, and they will help you get into this messenger chat party. It's a thread on Facebook Messenger, and we're going to put testimonies. It's going to be about 20 to 30 minutes long, and testimonies and information about gut health and the products. It's just a great way to educate, and it's you don't have to be on like this, so it's not very intimidating, but they can go back and look if they aren't able to be on there live. So invite and reach out to the person who helped you, and they will help you use your referral link.
Yeah, and something, if you've never been in a chat party, a lot of people will start the video thinking it's like a video like this. It's not.
Yeah.
So don't start.
It's not a video.
There are videos that are going to be put in there that you can click on and listen to the video that's in the chat. But don't click on the video at top, or else it calls everybody and everybody's going to, it's kind of a wild beginning. So just FYI in that. But that's a great explanation on that and those perk points. I look forward to that every month.
Oh, I do too. I like free collagen or free Vital Biome or whatever. It's just so nice.
Yes. Yeah. So with that, I think that we went over a little bit. I'm sorry about that, but if anyone has any other questions, you can put them in the chat now. I think that's it. Oh, convention. I wanted to talk a little bit about convention. When I started with Plexus, I had no intention of going to a convention ever. But after the products changed my health, I'm like told people, I decided to go as a gold. And you guys, Plexus puts on the best party. It's in Nashville this year. We leave in like 10 days. I leave the 13th, so I'm leaving the 15th. They are renting out like the Wild Horse Saloon for our winner's dinner. Some people earned the winner's dinner. Grand Ole Opry, they're renting out for a gala. And then the speakers and the education, they pour into you with personal growth and development. John Maxwell speaking. There's 3 top national authors that are speaking and pouring into us. And then just hearing all the stories, like what you hear, you know, when we tell ours, a little piece of ours. So messenger chat party, if you can get at least 3 people in there, why not, right? Somebody's ordering from somewhere. And if you've never made a Facebook post and you want to reach out to your sponsor or to one of us that are leading this, we'll help you. Like, you know, you don't know who's out there that's looking for help to their, because most people don't post and say, I don't poop every day. You know, they don't really say that usually, but if you educate and talk about these products or invite them to one of our messenger chat, they're going to learn that, gosh, this helps with that. Oh my goodness. Kind of like when Kelly Hull said she showed up to her first sip and share that we had. She was skeptical and yet had never really told anybody she was struggling. And look at her now, right? She's about ready to hit senior Ruby in the company too. And that's the blessing of this, is you just kind of evolve with how the plan of this comp plan is. I mean, everyone shares a favorite restaurant, you know, where you bought your pants at. I mean, everyone shares. So it's a natural thing to do. So why not share and help get your products paid for and help others get their products paid for? Did I miss anything? But convention, be watching. We're going to be posting about it, but there's still a chance to go. If you want to make a girls trip to Nashville, we can still find room for you. It's going to be a blast. And yeah, and once you hit gold in our company, you also get to go to a gold school. So that's just, if you're curious about doing a little more sharing and just digging into that more, talk to one of us that are leading this and we'll help you with that, or Kelly Carlstead. Okay. Did I forget anything, Kelly Hulst or Andrea?
I don't think so.
All right. Thanks, everybody. And we'll see you next Monday for the Stories of Wellness on a Zoom and in the Messenger chat party on Wednesday. Okay. Thanks.